Ayo, it's 5 rounds, 5 topics a season. Home of the most controversial opinions. Dropping each round on a Friday. If you're about the top trends, then it's our way. So make sure you subscribe. Believe it or not, the vibe is out here. Whereby the peeps can talk with no fear. Hey, what's the name of the podcast right here? What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. Hey, yo, hit the like button. You know I'll be checking.
Welcome to 5 Rounds. I am Wantali. We've got Mr. Drew or Moyo Panda in the building. We've got Mr. Fact Checker in the building as well. How you doing, gentlemen?
Can Moyo speak, or can he? Oh, try to see if you can manually unmute yourself on the thing.
Yeah, I'll try to mute. He was on mute the whole time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, Drew. While we're sorting that out, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. All right, we've got 1,640 subscribers, so we're trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. Like I said, we've got Drew, we got the Fact Checker, aka Bushido Brown. And today is a special day. Basically, we've got a special guest. When I was sort of looking at this lady, when I was looking, when I mean looking, I mean researching, right? I was blown away by a lot of things, and one thing that stuck with me: not all heroes wear capes. Yeah, that's the one thing that stuck with me. And this lady that we're going to interview today is a social media activist, right? She is, she's the lady that led the rescue efforts of 52 women that were trafficked from Malawi to Oman, right? She uses social media to drive real world change, right? Literally created a WhatsApp group, created a support system, brought awareness to something that was very serious, and got some people out of there. So we thought we would speak to this woman because her mission carries on. It didn't stop there, and see what she's about and what she's been up to. So guys, please welcome Pilirani Mombe Nyoni.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. No problem at all. So I've seen a lot about what you do, what you have achieved, the the organization that you formed. But I don't know you as a person. So who is Pilirani? Apart from what you do, who are you on a day-to-day?
Yeah. Yes. I am Pilirani Mombe Nyoni. I am married with 3 kids. I am based in the United States of America. Been here for South Africa. That was 2016. Malawi. I left Malawi 2016, following my husband with our firstborn daughter. And then when we got to America, God blessed us with 2 children. Actually, there were 3, so the other one passed away. So I am, so I am from a family of, Pilirani Mombe Nyoni is from a family of 12 children, and she's the 10th born. So when it comes to, because there are two people. There's Pilirani Mombe Nyoni, the innocent baby girl. So there is Pido International. Pido International is born alone in the family of Pido International. So Pilirani Mombe Nyoni is born. Yes, people have to get it right.
Right. Okay.
So Pilirani Mombe Nyoni, Pilirani Mombe Nyoni was born in a family of 12. So Pilirani is the 6 girls,
And we're
6 boys. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Good. Absolutely. Wow. So you come from a big family, obviously. Pido International is one of one, as you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. No, absolutely lovely. And obviously,
Pido International was born alone in the family of yes.
But that 12 number is very normal for our generation, right? Because I don't know, how
Yeah.
old are you? How old are you, by the way?
12. 12 children. I didn't know that.
Our generation is very normal. It's very normal. How old are you, Pilirani?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
The
That's
age
fair.
old.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I was just gonna say that, in our generation, because I assume like you're my generation. Okay, let's say born in
Oh,
the
sir.
70s, 80s. Born in the 70s, 80s.
Yes,
That was normal to have like 12 kids in the family, and yeah,
Okay. What's
it's not normal now, but back in the 70s, 80s, that was a normal thing.
What is
Even
it?
the 90s as well.
What does it feel like having 11 siblings though? What does it feel like? Because that WhatsApp group must be happening, like.
Um,
a lot of stuff that is happening. A family of 12 children is not.
there is also the fact of competition. You have to compete for position.
Wow.
So growing up in a family of 12 is always that competition aspect of it. Like,
yeah.
you have to make sure you please the parents. Luckily, those who were born in the middle, like if you're
That's
number
okay,
5, number 6. But as we were waiting for her to reconnect, I was gonna say I used to think that it was an African thing having 12 kids until like I moved to Europe and I heard the story. Also, like in the 80s, 70s, 80s, people had like 10 kids, 7 kids. So the whole world basically was sort of going, flowing with that wave, right? And now, yeah, everything changes, and you know, I have a friend though with 12 kids though.
Oh,
Now,
Wow.
yeah, I do.
wait, in Norway.
Yeah.
Like in Norway, to be fair, that's
Wow.
wild to hear, because the people I know from Norway don't really.
But I think he belongs to this Christian sect where they sort of believe that well, a family has to have kids based on the number of the apostles. So how many were the apostles again? 12, yeah. So he has actually reached his number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to carry on. So we asked you about, who you are as a person. You've told us about the siblings, how interesting that is. Drew mentioned that, you're constantly competing, for positions, as siblings. I've never experienced that before. I only have one sibling, so it's never been that different for me, but that is interesting to know. That is very interesting to know. Let's get into it. So, what experiences in your life, shaped your deep sense of social justice? So, what made you? Because you're an activist now, what made you feel?
Yes.
You know what? I have to speak up for what's right. Going from what you just said, you come from a family of 12. So how did you learn to go? You know what? I need to speak up for what's right.
Yes.
Basically.
Okay, so this started from my family background. Being a little kid and see my siblings, my elder siblings, my sisters and brothers, it has been something that I learned to stand up for myself, because my dad was a primary headmaster teacher and my mom was a housewife. Whereby when I think 4 of my siblings finished their college university, they asked them to take over, like helping them to help the other children that are growing up when they are going to secondary school or going to high school, to help them paying fees or doing like maybe accommodating them taking them in as in their own, children. So being with my brothers, going there, visiting, I could see, their wives, the way they will be controlling you, some stuff that you're not supposed to do as a sister, they're supposed to do as somebody who is married to my brother. So me being that naughty child, I'll stand up and say, no, this I'm not gonna do. You are the one married to my brother. So I have my son here, so don't mind the noise. Just
no problem. He's giving he's giving the effects. You see, every time you say something, he's like, "Yep, I agree."
He's in the good mood. Yeah. So having myself standing up for myself, knowing that so this woman is married to my brother, and at the end of the day, this is not my work. This is not my job to do. She's supposed to do it, but she's asking me to go do it. I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm not going to do that. So that's how I grew up, standing up for myself. I end up being the child that will be. Everybody left me with my mom and my dad. They never want me to be part of their. When my other siblings are going for holiday or they're going to do family gatherings, because they were
you're the
thinking
black
that
sheep. You're the black sheep, basically.
Yes. So
That's a good one. I like that.
yes. So from there, what moved me, it was, that was family, whereby to me it was just normal because I'm just trying to stand up for myself. Then what moved me to be doing what I'm doing now was the story of a little girl that happened in 2016. This little girl, she was 12 years at that time. So, social media, the way people are using it, it's not the way I am using it. Because myself, if you ask me, the way I am at social media, I'm like a police. You post a sensitive story, I'm going to come to your inbox. Because, come on, there are many people who are not taking the humanity serious. So the girl posted a story that there's a girl that need help. This girl find me at my house and she's asking me so I can accommodate her to take her in as a child. But at the same time, this girl, she's got a mother and a father. So when the girl just gave us 2 lines. But I knew that beside these 2 lines, there's a story. Maybe this one is just failing to tell because it's social media. So what I did, I contacted her. This young girl also happened to be, just a minute.
No problem. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Obviously, we've got Pilirani Mombe Nyoni. She helped a significant group of women that were trafficked to Oman out of Oman. So she's a social media activist. If for those that follow her, you know that she's always live on her Facebook, calling people out. I went there the other day. I was saying this backstage, and she was live and she was just going at people without fear. And I'm thinking, wow, it's going to be an interesting interview.
Oh my God! Oh, so did you see that? Oh my God! So I'm ashamed of myself.
No, that's fine.
So you see,
I saw yesterday. Yeah.
I was just mentioning its names. You will not understand it until you are in my shoes. There are a lot happening, and the anger. That's how I take it out. We have many bullies in the social media platform. So if you allow and entertain them, at the same time, they don't know that they steal their own blessings. So you don't have to come for me like that. Let's respect one another. We're all grown up. So yeah. So that story of this 12-year-old girl moved me. This girl was from Mwanza district. I think that's the central of Malawi. Yeah, that's the central Mwanza district. So what happened when I contacted the teacher that posted the story, she told me that, so this girl, she stays with her biological mother and with the stepdad. Now, the girl said, can you take me in as your child, or can you employ me can you employ me as your helper? So the girl said, no, I cannot do that. It's against the law. But if you want, I can help you on how you can go about it. If you want an adoption, but you're a minor, I have to talk to your mom. So the husband of this woman, who happened to be the teacher, asked the wife, can you ask her what's the reason for her to ask you to take her in? So the girl said, when I was 8 years of age, my dad, this one is not my biological dad, but he is my stepdad. He
Right.
Sexually molested me. So
When she
after
was
that,
8.
when she was 8 years of age.
Oh my God.
So after that, my mom reported to the police. So the guy happened to work in the court of Malawi. So when they went there, they acquitted after everything. The guy was acquitted. So the mother was helpless. When the guy came back home, he continued molesting this girl. Now it became a system from 8 years to 12 years, 3 times a day. That's what that guy was doing to this innocent girl. So the girl was explaining while crying. And then when I look at the story, I said, okay, no worries. What I did, because that teacher was also scared, you know, the way it is right now back in Africa, in my country. I know it's almost everywhere in Africa, but then in my country, corruption is too much there. So the girl was scared, like, what am I going to do? So I personally submitted the story to the former Minister of Gender, Honorable Patricia Gariat. I worked with her, and she gave me the contacts of the people that I connected with to help this little girl. Then what happened was we helped the girl up until the guy was arrested. And when the guy was inside, I remember they charged him 25 years, but then he had to come back for, I think they add up to 55 years. He's now in jail. Turn on stop. He's now in jail right now, serving 55 years. That's the story that moved me to now know that in Malawi, there are many innocent children that need help.
No problem. No.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, could this also be the reason why it's leading to a lot of young girls trying to flee the country, or I'll call it flee the country to search for greener pastures,
Pastors new, yeah.
places where they are sort of prone to these predators.
No problem, no problem. Welcome, Mr. Ovi2 Nice. We didn't greet you when you entered. I hope you're okay. He was on mute.
What's up? What it do? What it does, guys? No, I didn't want to just jump in. I wanted to listen. I wanted to listen more. Because I spent time to look at it myself as well about of the work that she was doing. I think it's really, really great. I know, so like, guys, she was. I understand. She has the child today. She was determined today because she told me earlier on. She's like, geez, it's just unfortunate. Same time I pick up my child, and I was like, do you want to do it later on? She's like, I would please. I want to do it. I don't want. This is the only chance. And I said, look, no problem. So we really appreciate she still managed to come on anyway. I know she had said, I have the child. I swear to God, like, she texted me saying, I'm going to the same exact time I pick up my child. And I was like, I was trying to move. I was saying, do you want we change? Like, no, I'm gonna do it.
We appreciate that, and also we appreciate the viewers for being patient, right? They will probably. I also want to sort of speak to the guys that normally watch us. So there'll probably be people from Malawi that are watching this as well. So sometimes we might mix the language. So we might speak in Judicial, we might speak in English. We'll do our best to translate it as well, so you can obviously get, you can understand the flow of the conversation. So
and as well, full disclosure as well, there might be sensitive stories, sensitive, maybe not graphical, but there might be sensitive stories that are going to be explained, or she's going to tell us something. So if it's someone that is really sensitive upon these type of things, look, it's something we're giving you a heads up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There might be some things that will be triggering, but Yeah, so if you can't watch, so we advise you now, if you can't watch things like that, then it's best you don't. But yeah, we will have this. We will. It is a difficult conversation, and we're here to have it. So
Yeah, it's the reality. It's how change happens. When people let's talk about something, it's ignored. You know what I mean? But I think if it's put out there, it's when people actually say, "Well, this is happening. What can I do? How can I help?" You know, that kind of way.
exactly.
Mm.
So going back to the activism, Pilirani. How old is the young man, the superstar? I think he wants to be part of the show. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, she might be
Sure.
far from her mic.
Okay. Let's try.
Okay, can you hear me there?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know,
Mm.
kids
I'm going to have
when they
network.
find out that this is how I'm gonna toy with the parents, they're like
Yeah.
they push the buttons
Okay.
even further.
Okay.
So
Um,
Gunjan says the mic is down. Guys, can you hear her? Guys in the chat, can you hear her?
okay, can you
Testing
hear
one.
me?
I can hear you. Can you guys
Okay.
hear us?
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Cool. So carrying on. So activism, right?
Okay.
This can be very it can be very difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. It's an
Hmm.
emotionally taxing thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, uh, how do now? First thing I want to ask you is, did you have to do any training to deal with things like this? Because the stories that you're telling are not things that you hear every day, right? And the things
Yeah.
that you have seen, the people you have helped, they don't go through this every day. It's not something you hear every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to go through training to handle these things? Because you have people who counsel and all these things, and also how do you deal with all of this, with the emotions, because when I watched your documentary, I was angry. I felt like, that guy that called and said, oh, the guy that called this agent guy that called and said, oh no, this person's not coming back or whatever.
Yeah,
For me,
they don't
I
want to
felt
come back.
like I was the one who got that call, and I wanted to put my hand through the
Yeah.
phone.
Yes.
So how do you deal with things like that?
I think to me, I take this as calling because I did not study this. Myself, I did secretarial studies. I did not study this, but to me, after this first case of a child, there's something that just, I feel like God just blessed me with that. But I did went for a training for 6 months about it after the Oman story. I
Yeah.
did a school here in America.
Mhm.
Activism is something that is very emotional, yes, but I try so hard not to be too emotional because it can affect my family, my children.
Mm, mm,
I control it when dealing with the victims and also at the same time dealing with the person who is a bad dude. So
Mm.
it's something that it's not an easy thing to do. That is, if you really don't have God, if you don't understand or know what you're doing, you cannot just wake up and do it. To me, it's kind of a calling because sometimes I do cry. I mean, listening to if you ask me about the story of Oman, I have been with these girls over 1 year and some months. I have had sleepless nights. I
mm,
am talking of girls that could be calling me while being assaulted by 3 men and she's alone, while being
mm.
put something in the mouth. Is something that you would not want even your enemy to go through that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so the people in Oman, most of the police, they know me because sometimes if it gets tough, my husband intervene. So
Mm,
they know that okay. So this is what okay. What I would say is, when it gets tough, that I cannot control it. My husband helps me to take over, like helping me to direct me. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do, and this is how you're going to act, and this is what you're gonna tell these people, because of this situation that these people are into. So, but most of the times, if I'm alone, I pray over it, I cry, I take it out of my chest, then I find a solution. That means I make sure it does not affect any member of my family because I'm the one doing it, and it ends here. When I go inside the house, that's another platform. I would say, let me use platform. That's another platform. So this ends here. So I handle it, but it's not an easy thing. But yeah, I'm in it. Yeah.
And it's not exactly something you just can easily get out of and just stop,
I tried to do that, not today, no, I mean, not one time, several times. But one thing that I realized, the reason I always call it is a calling. You find out that I have maybe 5 stories in my DM. I have 3 to 4 stories in my WhatsApp that needs, like immediate attention to help these people, like to submit on their behalf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you verify these stories when you get them? Like, what's the process there? How do you vet these stories that it's coming from an authentic source per se? Like, how do you vet them?
Yes. So if you come to me in my DM and you text me, there's this story. Say the story is not yours, but you're telling me about the story that you have seen. Because I always say that say something if you have seen something, but make sure you have legit evidence about what you've seen, not just to tell me and you are failing to explain to me when I'm asking for evidence. So many people that comes to me, what I do, I go to ask them to give me everything, like every evidence that I need before I submit to the right authorities back in Malawi. Yeah.
Okay.
So I make sure I get every information from them. Any evidence that they have, they give it to me. Then I take it from there.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
I was also just looking at what the BBC has covered on the story as well. I was mainly concerned by what the spokesperson from our government said. Um, um, they said the spokesperson said they're developing some rules to ensure safety and orderly regular migrations that benefits migrants, um, and their families, of course. So I'm wondering, has there any point that you have spoken to the government officials about the situation and maybe inquire as to whether putting measures in the right place to continue the migration is a good thing as opposed to maybe fixing our government per se? Have you gone through such discussions with them?
Oh yes, I did. Because after the Malawi government released the 400 million to rescue the 50 women that I had on my WhatsApp group, uh, in total, they said when they sent the delegates there from Malawi, they said there were almost 400 Malawian women,
Mm,
whereby in my WhatsApp group there were only 50. So I did spoke with the government. Yes, I did spoke with the government. Trying, the government has tried. I will say, God bless everyone who worked with me without no corruption, without no like going back, because they could have, they could have think, oh, okay, so these girls went there by themselves. You know what? The money is out. Let us just do otherwise. But they worked so hard, worked hand in hand with the Omani government. But the problem was that Omani government, with whatever they do, is, I mean, they call it Kafala system.
Yeah.
It's
right.
normal. It's normal. Whatever they are doing to somebody who is black, to them is normal. So
Mm,
it's something that, including the police officers, including the army, they do
mm.
that. So it's normal to them. So
But
Now it was supposed to be now like Malawi government force just to see and check that, okay, what are we going to do? As I'm speaking to you right now, that reminds me, I have almost 7 girls that are still there.
Oh,
And yes, but then the money is there. But then to meet the right department, this is now an embassy that is in Cairo. The woman that is there in the embassy from Malawi is something that is hard for you to find her and you know get the help. But then what I did, because I've done my part. I'm only now giving the numbers to the people that are supposed to that are asking for help. These girls, because these other girls that I'm talking right now, they went there after me finishing the awarenesses through the radio stations in Malawi, through social media. I used my social media page, so they went there while knowing the situation.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so these other ones, they're okay with the situation because we have let the people know how these other girls suffered in Oman,
Yeah.
but then they still go. So obviously they were ready for it. At the end of the day,
And
maybe they told themselves that there is no work in the country, there's nothing. It's better I go and try my lucky. Yeah.
my other concern is like, why do we have to pay to bring them back home? This sounds to me like sort of slavery, more than slavery. Why
Yeah,
do we have to pay
that
for
was
them to
the
come back home?
that was the
that
other.
was a point. That was a point.
Yes, that's exactly, it's modern slavery. That's exactly what I've seen. Okay, so here's the thing. It's a case whereby it's like a syndicate. We were supposed to have the agents who were selling these girls going there arrested. But remember, we have our system that is corrupted. So we have the agents who are taking money from these so-called sponsors from Oman. So when they pay that money, like if the agent is sending somebody there, it's like that sponsor is buying this person.
Right.
Meaning, if they pay for me, they can use me the way they want,
Mm.
either to sleep with me, either to send me to go, like maybe in the bush, whatever they want to do with me, they are going to do it because they have paid money. So it's
Mm.
like they have been, that's where now human trafficking is involved,
Mm.
because it's
Right.
like you sold, it's something that is, there's a human, you're talking of humanity here, and you exchange money, that's human
Mm.
trafficking. So
Mm.
when the agents received the money, that's now you, without knowing, you being sold. But the trick here, they were telling them that they're going there to work.
Yeah,
Mm.
So
yeah.
as innocent as you are, you just going there just to win blade, just to work and earn money. You did not know the other things. So they discover when they reach there at the airport, they take their
Mm.
passports,
Mm.
they take everything, their phones. Sometimes they do put some stuff that they listen to everything that they will be saying.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
is this also maybe something that we can task our government, because this is like a diplomatic agency. They need to take the matters in their hands very seriously to say they have broken an international law by trafficking humans. So instead of us as Malawians putting this money together, could there
Yes.
be a way to say we need to have a diplomatic discussion with the Oman government and say, listen, we need to task you on what's going on here because you're breaking international law, and we need to bring our people back home without having to pay this money. Is there
I
discussion
think
along
there's
those
a
lines?
lady. If you could see the documentary, there was a lady called Ekaterina. Ekaterina tried to communicate with the sponsors, so that
Mm,
I think she was working towards that. She really helped working towards that, but then at the end of the day, they could not allow it because they have paid the money. So. If you ask me, I think that's what I always think.
mm,
I'm always saying that African African men, I will put that word, African men, either way, African politicians. I'm sorry, but
no, don't
this is the
blame all
truth.
African
Have
men.
failed, have
No, go
failed
on, go
Africa.
on. Yeah, go
So
on,
they failed.
go on.
They failed us.
They have failed Africa because if they is there's some stuff that when you sit down and think about it, there are things that can be fixed. Is there Kafala system? Yes, they believe in that. Then why don't, as in let's say the way it is in Malawi, why can't they just stop and close and shut down? Stop giving the
Ah,
visas to go to that country.
and,
Because
and
these are the citizens we are talking about here.
Isn't that
you
what
you have
they?
mentioned.
But I just wanted to ask something. I know. Sorry for cutting you. So is it in general? Is it a general fact that every woman that is going to Oman ends up in this situation?
Yes, there are some, of course, there are some that were attacking me. They are part of the agents. They were saying that they are living okay there. They are what? So I was like, no, I'm not helping. I'm not even attacking you. Whosoever is saying that you're okay, you're living good, you're okay, you can continue living. But then
Or maybe
I'm
they're
looking
also
at,
afraid to say something.
pardon?
Maybe they're afraid to say something.
Of course, some of the girls they did say that they were part of maybe having sexual intercourse with the bosses, so they
Right.
were part of being agents. They can contact somebody from home and bring that person to Oman, and she get a fee out of that.
Which is
Because
how,
they're
yeah.
talking, they're selling,
Okay.
yeah. So it's
So
like
they're pretty much like they're pimps. These ones would be like they're pimps. So they will live a better life.
yes, yes, yeah.
But this
So
this
the,
sounds like this sounds like
the
this sounds like a vendetta to our government, which is not. I'm just trying to figure out why we have the seat in the United Nations Assembly where we can voice out things that are concerning diplomatic issues, right? I just wonder when they have this seat in the United Nations Assembly, don't they have the time to say we need to speak out about what's going on in Oman about migration from people from our government and being mistreated, being sold into modern slavery. Doesn't the government, have sort of a standpoint in the United Nations Assembly where they can voice out this opinion? Have you discussed? Have you enlightened to them to say maybe the member of the United Nations, the one who has a seat in the assembly, can't voice out these opinions?
really, for sure, they have tried. Last time I checked with the people that I work with concerning human trafficking back in Malawi, they told me they have tried. I can't lie here and say that these people, everyone that was involved, they tried and they keep trying, to see that the people that will be going there, because I mean, nobody, people cannot stop them. Everyone cannot be stopped, unless if they stop giving the visa to go to Middle East. That's the only way to stop it. If they cut off the visa going to the Middle East, that's the only way to stop it. But it's kind of hard because I also go through that to ask how is it going and why can't they just cut off the visa? It's not going. It's not an easy thing. It's something that
Why is it
is,
not easy for them to just cut off the visa?
Because there'll be some diplomatic restrictions there.
yeah.
There'll be something.
I do have a question from what you mentioned before in regards to the people you worked with for this particular issue. You mentioned that they've got going back to the quote that they're implementing things in order to. Oh, is there like feedback coming from me, or is that someone else's mic?
No.
Oh,
I can hear it, yeah, but it's not that
okay.
bad.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. But they mentioned to you that there are things being in place. I wanted to ask, do you feel like this is a one-time thing, that they've been very cooperative and everything because it blew up? Or is it possible that there is still a lot more to be fixed internally? As when I say internally, as in within Malawi, so that this does not happen in the future? Because yes, it's good that there is something happening now, but have you been in contact with anyone that can somehow reassure you that there are things happening to prevent it in the future, and not make sure that, oh, we did this one good thing, now we don't have to worry about it in the future? Because as you said, there were like 7 more girls that went after, meaning that there are still things that are happening internally that need to be sorted out. So have you possibly got in contact with anyone who might be able to reassure you that they're actually doing things about it?
Yes, I did. The promises are there, but I cannot lie to you. Jesus. The promises are there, but I cannot lie to you because something just happened in Malawi after we were busy, finishing about the Oman thing here in this. What happened was there were also a story whereby the youth were being sent to go to Israel. So it's a thing whereby I'm also confused because we are talking of the very same side of Middle East, and then the youth is going to Israel where there is war. I mean, it's just something that you cannot understand.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah. So it's something that you. Personally, as myself, I really don't understand that. What should we do now? So, what I am thinking, because when you look at the story, the agencies that were involved in this story were arrested, but then they are now out on bail.
Yeah, I was going to ask you before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're out on bail. So, okay, being out on bail, it does not mean that the story is finished. The story is still there. But then for how long? That's our now judicial system that is corrupted. How long are you going to keep this? How long are you going to keep them out on bail? And what next? Because years are going. That was 2022. So then what? What's going to happen? Nobody's holding anyone accountable. We are talking of people's lives here. It's something that these people are not going to be held accountable. They will still go in the villages and take those people that they don't know and don't understand what's out here. What do they tell them? You're going to go in the plane, and they'll be overexcited. We're going to go by plane without knowing where they're going. Because because of negligence that our judicial system, they take over years to look into stories like this.
Yeah. I think it's a case of being occupied by politics or whatever it is.
Yes.
Even right now, I'm just going to side note a little bit for the people that are not Malawian. Just to give you a bit of context, right now, even in Malawi, the politics are gearing towards the elections. They're gearing towards. So what we tend to see from media is what the government is doing for people, and then the people saying what they should be doing for the people. And then you've got certain things like the price of maize that's coming up, the price of fertilizer, all these things, the cost of living going up. So these are the things that people keep focusing on, and I can see why even the judiciary system hasn't focused on things like this, because they've looked at it and gone, maize and fertilizer, or people migrating to Oman, they're probably thinking, I need to focus on these voters here, basically. This is the way I'm seeing it anyway. But Ovi, before you ask your question, I just wanted to give a little bit of context to the guys that are watching and thinking documentary Oman. So guys, basically there's a documentary that I would encourage you to watch after this. It's called Trapped in Oman. It is about the ladies that Pilirani helped rescue from Oman. These women, like she mentioned, were subject to modern day slavery. They had their phones taken away from them when they got to the airport. They went through all kinds of abuse, anything you could imagine. So it's quite graphic. If you can't see things like that, I would advise you not to see it. But honestly, if you want to see what's really going on, that's it. She also spoke about the Kafala system, which in that country is quite normal. If somebody employs you, from that country or that area, they are contractually binded to you, so they control everything about you. So they own you in a sense. And even to rescue these women, when she spoke about the Malawi government paying for them, those are the terms. They still follow the terms of the contract. They go, if you want this person to leave this country, they have to pay the contract. The other thing about this Kafala system is that employee, even if they're not happy with the employer, they can't leave their employer. They stay with the same employer, basically. So the employer has control over that. So many women in this documentary couldn't even go to the police and say they're being mistreated, because when they get back home, they were subject to a lot of abuse. So I just wanted to give the people that are watching that haven't watched the documentary, don't understand exactly where the conversation is going, that is what we're centering around. I will put the link to the documentary in the description. Over to you, Mr. Ovi.
Yeah, pretty much the thing I just wanted to ask there when you were talking about, the people that, because on the documentary it says it's 2 years and nobody has been arrested. So is this a new update upon that someone was arrested? Because as on the documentary says, for 2 years of this, no one has been convicted or arrested.
Okay,
So
I
is
think
this
that's
an update from that point that somebody was arrested but then they're out?
yeah, they were arrested, but then they're out on bail. So what happens when you're out on bail? They
Yeah.
tell you, like they have been reporting to the, I think to the court. They
Mm.
tell them the day whereby they go and report that they're still in the country, because their passports were taken away
Mhm.
from them. So they do go and report to the court. But then for the final dead court, whereby they're gonna, if they are found guilty to go to jail or not, that's where now we do not know up to now.
Well,
Mm.
as much as I know my country, I don't think they're gonna be guilty anyway. So
Yeah, because they are corruption.
No,
Wow.
They are
I was
yeah,
going
no,
to
no,
say,
no. As much as I understand my country, and I'm not putting down my country, but as much as I understand my country, I don't think they're gonna be found guilty, because if they do something like this,
uh,
excuse me, and we're talking about these are like a pinch or uh, top of the real big things, the top of an iceberg. We're looking at, for example, this is the same scenario of the likes of the DG stories and all that. Yeah, and this is a big man, big guy that is famous and all that. He could pay his way out and all that. He's still held. But in a scale of how our country works, I don't think it's unfortunate. It's very sad, because if you see the documentary and that's the truth. It would be very great if I had seen someone that would actually serve prison for it. But I don't think there's no one that's going to serve prison for it. Uh,
Well, it's not a foregone conclusion if the country itself has it as a law that
yeah,
so
it's a
if you
law.
so if you read the articles are saying that Oman's argument is they allow employees to complain, to say, okay, I'm not happy with my employment, this is the issue. And then what they said is they ask the employer, have you withheld their passport, or have you treated them badly, like that? If that person tells you no, what do? They turn around and I say it's not that. So I feel like the system itself is it's not there to
and
safeguard the employees. I think it's more of a checklist. Like, we've
and
done
and
what we
and
need to do,
obviously
and that's it.
and obviously Oman would say anything that's in favor to protect their reputation.
Yeah, yeah,
I think in this sense, again, I'm going to go back to why are we not tasking the Malawi government to do a reform and maybe change the situation abrupt as they can, because I think by going about it to say we're going to find measures and we're going to find a solution where the people can migrate there safely. We know already that within their law they're allowed to take prison these workers. So why do you still have to send migrants there? That's my question. And again, Ovi, you're not letting our country down. These are the things we need to talk about so our country can be better. I'm looking at where is our moral ethics in this situation? Where is Malawi's moral ethics in this situation? Um, do we sacrifice our daughters for the sake of diplomatic ties and get barrels of oil, or do we really need to review and make the betterment of our people? It's a very sad situation.
yeah. It
Well,
is.
right. Because like if it was another country, I swear to God, they'll go in gun blazing. Like if if it was the likes of likes of America, they hear something like that, they're going in gun blazing and they'll just bully everyone around the place, you know. Of course we're not that military strong, but like I think it's something they can put onto I don't know the union of all countries to say that this is happening. You have everything in black and white. I for those guys, if you haven't seen this documentary, it's graphical. But I was watching this, and myself as a person, which I'm really against
Mm.
women abuse and all that kind of stuff. It was really shocking. It really touched my heart. I know Peter for a while. I've talked here and there, but I really never got to that documentary to actually see it. I knew what she was doing, and I was like, wow.
No, now since you have already started good work, Pilirani, I was gonna ask, are you guys in contact with the member or the appointed person that has a seat in the United Nations Assembly to maybe have start dialogue there with that person so that they can sort of address these issues there? Have you guys had any dialogue?
Myself, I did not. You know, I was working with the people in Malawi government that deal with human trafficking, but I strongly believe they did. So, whereby I was not taking it for myself that, okay, let me go and ask, let me do this, let me do that, but I strongly believe they did. They did ask. I contacted the guy. I don't want to mention their names because it's a list putting their names out here. I don't mention their names. They're good people. I don't want to
Yeah, we
mention
don't
their
expect you to,
families
yeah.
because the people that are doing selling other people don't understand. It's against humanity. So what they do is they know, okay, so this is the person. They'll try to go look for that person to even end or do something bad to his or her family. Yet the person is just trying to help these people. So I don't put their names out here. I did have I did talk with this man woman. Let's confuse it like that. I did talk to this man woman who I am now with him or her on the same group because of some other girls that attended this thing. What do you call? They attended. A workshop on how to do business. There's some people that said they want to help them. I think there might be 6 to 7 girls that I was in contact with because the other girls, I was helping them with a human trafficking lawyer, whereby they contacted me that they want to take the case upon themselves. So they contact with the human trafficking lawyer by themselves, whereby I respected their decision and hand over. So I was out of that. So I did speak with the guy, the woman, and they told me that they will come back to me. It might be Monday next week or Tuesday,
Mm.
because these things are still going. It's only
Right.
that I'm not taking it, like bringing it to social media. Because at the end of the
But
day, we did awareness, we did what, so everyone's going that side. They're on their
does
own.
Malawi have an embassy in Oman?
In Oman, we don't have Malawian embassy. We have it in Kuwait. And
Mm.
right now in Kuwait, these people cannot get any help because if they want, like the 7 girls that I'm talking about right now, if they want to talk to somebody to help them to go back home, they have to talk
Mm.
to the Malawian embassy in Cairo.
Mm.
Excuse me. So that's the lady that when you contact her, her WhatsApp number doesn't work. So you need to have, I think, the credit to just call direct.
I think we
For
need to
you
start
to-
tasking that embassy also in Cairo and say like, listen, we have Malawians nearby here.
Yes,
Can you do something about it? Because that is within their mandate as an
yes.
ambassador
It's their
to.
responsibility. Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, but for now, I had one girl who there is a relative that said, no, I'm gonna pay for her air ticket because they told her to get out of the country within 10 days. So when I
mm,
told them to contact the Cairo embassy, Malawi embassy in Cairo, So they said no. There's one of their member of family who said, "I'm gonna buy the air ticket for her to return home before the 10 days because she was arrested." They lied. They have this other system that I hate so badly. They will lie against you that you stole their gold, you stole their money, you stole. So it's something that no human is supposed to go through. Come on, they have to end. Is it Kafala? Is it what? There are people, this is what pisses me off. There are people that kneels down maybe 5 times a day, calling upon God. Which God? Which God do they call upon? Because God is love. You finish calling upon God, you're going in your house, sexually assaulting somebody you don't know, somebody who's there just to wait for you, and you make that person wait for you like a slave 24/7, 365. I tell you, if you can see a Malawian girl getting out of Malawi the way she is, and look at them when they're leaving Oman, like a ghost. They're like a ghost.
Yeah.
It's not like the job that you have a space that you can hang out, you can have fresh air, you can what? They work 24/7, 365 with no off. There's a certain girl, that girl, they ask her to go upstairs to paint. To paint. You know what? It's something that African leaders, because this story is not going to happen only to Malawians. There are some other African countries that are going to face this. African leaders have to sit down and see what they can do.
So from girls that you've helped, you've worked with, you've talked to, that are from your country, which are from Malawi, it's very easy to understand with them, which I know obviously most of them that go there, they were picked up. We are blessed that most in our country we can actually it's easier for people to communicate in English, but I'm sure some of them they have just no English. The Muslims they are gotten into this and they go. But did you come across any other that are from other countries? If you don't mind, mention like have you any other countries that you came across, and have you ever helped anyone that is not only from Malawi, just that is from there, or have you talked to girls from around this way? There's also a friend of mine is from this country, or is it only Malawi that you've dealt with? Is it only Malawi you've heard that is being treated this way there?
No, okay.
No, it's not only Malawians. There were Zambians, there were Tanzanians, there were Ghanaians. Yes.
Yeah. The documentary said over 400,000 Africans, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but
So this is a big crisis.
For me, I mean her in one-to-one, the way the girls you've been helping. Did you help? Did you go? Have you gone in a situation where you have to be going through? Now, Zambia will be easy because you can communicate each other in the same country, but have you gone through, let's say, Nigerian or a Ghanaian?
Yes, Nigerians are there also. Nigerians, all the countries, African countries, all countries are there. Yes.
Okay, and I think the to link that, are there other people like you or other organizations with the same efforts as you? Is there a way you can connect with the other countries to sort of make this a more collaborated effort?
What's that?
Oh, she's gone for a second.
Yeah, I'm still concerned with the state of affairs with our government. Really, I think this is a serious matter that our government needs to look into it. Like yesterday, again, my question is the moral ethics. Like we tend to leave things to not take things into consideration or take the seriousness of the matter because of the money that's involved in the situation or the diplomatic relationships that we will lose considering if we say something about it. I think our government really needs to step up and say, like, listen, this is happening to our citizens and we need our citizens back. And whatever relationships that can be broken afterwards, and then that maybe Oman wasn't really our friend, so to speak. we shouldn't be afraid to voice out our opinions when we're being infringed of our human rights. And this is
Exactly.
2025. This is 2025. It's not 400 years ago where we have to sort of be afraid of enslavement. So I think really our government, although we have to fix so many things in our country to help people, young people get jobs, this situation is a matter of like yesterday.
Urgency.
They have to go into Oman and say this is what's happening to our country, our citizens from our country. Help, let us fix this. I think that's the starting point there.
Okay. Well, that's interesting point there. Pilirani, are you with us? Are you still with us?
And it's not a political view. It could have been any government. It could have been any government 4 years ago. It could have been any government 10 years ago. It's the government now. What are they doing about it? Because maybe people will misunderstand that it's a political say. It's not a political say. It's a matter of the government who's running it now. What are they doing about it?
No, absolutely, absolutely. I always go back to, people. You get stuck in your own problems, your own circle. So I feel like for the government, if it's out of sight, and even with what she just said, with the embassy not being in Oman and being in Kuwait, and it's being dealt with in Cairo, you can easily go out of sight, out of mind with that. They can easily do that because it's just not in front of them. But for Pilirani, it's constant. She's got this group. Somebody's messaging her every day. She's getting, other people telling her what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It's easily, these things people can easily ignore. And the best way to keep the momentum going is what she's doing, what we're doing today, having a conversation about it. Because I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard about it was through, I think it was JB. I think it was JB's page. He put up he sort of said something, and I looked it up a little bit, and there it was. So, and then it was until I saw the documentary, because again, when I saw it, I thought, okay, this is a bunch. I thought it was an isolated situation, not knowing it's a well orchestrated thing. For those that are wondering why she's in a car, she traditionally streams from a car. I actually thought she was going to be streaming from the car. I actually thought that's what she.
because my thought as well, Wantal, is like if your child is going through let's say your child has traveled to a different place and or to school for instance, and there's some problems there at the school. The child maybe was beat down by someone. Would you just say like, I'm going to try and find some measures so that the things go the right way, or would you go to the school right away and trying to fix the situation?
Um,
Are you asking me that question?
Yeah.
Or if
we're losing you. We have lost her. We lost you.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now we can hear
you. I'm one person who doesn't allow anybody to, abuse or, make my child uncomfortable. I act the very same minute when my child complains that, okay, so this person at school is doing this, I do. Like today, that's exactly what happened. Because someone was making my child uncomfortable. So this is a little white dude. So I had to go straight up.
There you go.
I will not allow my kids to be, abused while I'm still alive. No, that will not happen. I will protect them and tell them how to protect themselves in my absence.
There you go. I mean,
I'm not here. Yes.
I stand to be corrected, but the reason why governments deploy embassies or ambassadors to different places of the world is so that they can handle these relationships. In a case that matters arise, like the situation in Oman, the embassies that are nearby should be able to go in and say, listen, we have a problem here, we have a situation here. We need you to find out what's going on in the grassroots. We need to pull out our citizens because they're going through a hardships. This is not what I'm getting here that is happening, and that's why I'm saying like we need to task our government at this point and say this is a matter of urgency. Go there now and fix the situation. Don't give us a spokesperson that's going to speak to BBC and say like, "Oh, we're working on fixing the issue." Um,
Yes.
we're looking at making safe migration. No, we're not looking at safe migration right now. We want our kids back to our country. That's that should be the discussion.
So you know what? If when you're talking about the embassy, what I can answer you is, I, I love my country as much as I love everyone who is working under government. But one thing I have seen with our embassies, I feel like they are sending the people who are not qualified to be in the embassy. That's
Right.
another thing that I'm thinking. There are people that are not supposed to be in the embassy. Not to disrespect them, but many embassies they treat the citizens like they don't want to help them. But at the end of the day, they are being sent by Malawi government to go help those those yes. So we as a government, yes, Malawi as a government, because we the people are the government. So we as the government, including them that we sent to work for us as people, was to deliver to the citizens, But when you look how things are done in these offices, it's like they look at the face. Who are you? Who is your relative in Malawi government? Those are the people that if you have a link, if you have a brother who is working there, do you have anybody who is who is inside working under Malawi government? These are servants, so they don't help the way they're supposed to be done. I tell you, I know the ladies that were compensated. Some of them, they were that human traffic happened in South Africa. There's another one that happened in was that Israel. Ladies were compensated from 0% to others received 67 million. Why? Because there were people that didn't understand what these women went through. Why?
Right.
If you look at this is something that is the negligence of the police. At the airport, we had police. They knew that this is not the country for a Malawian to go, but the people that were giving
They allow it. They allow it. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, where is our moral ethics as Malawians? Like, where do we stand? Where
You
do we
understand?
stand?
Yes. So I think I'm not. Yeah. So yeah. That's that.
I hear that.
And
still.
also like the compensation is a good thing for those people who have returned and back home they've been compensated, but there's trauma, there's post trauma that comes after, like how are they making sure that the people are settling in back home and are also treated, they're going through therapy so they can help them cope the trauma. Like how is what is the situation there? Like we really need to dig deep into this situation. And again, this is not a political statement, but it's a matter of saying like as Malawians we really need to change things about ourselves. Because if we can't change things about ourselves in important issues like this, the outside governments looking at us will be like, oh, so they can allow this to happen to their people. Um, what image are we sending out to the world?
Give us 2 seconds.
Sorry about that.
No worries. When you're ready. For some reason, I can't put her on mute. For some reason. Just give us a wave when you're ready, Pilirani. Give us a wave. Yeah, so we sort of started going political.
It's very like
it does align.
It does align, and it is something that has I guess, needed to be talked about more.
Mm-hmm. It did. It did.
And
No, it
of
did.
course, things affecting our citizens outside Malawian country, it is political, and it has to be addressed in a way that the people watching now, they shouldn't think like we are trying to pinpoint certain politicians in this situation, but we're trying to say like our government has a huge play, has a huge
Oh
Mm.
role.
yes, yes.
To help in this situation, and once they start sleeping and letting matters go out of hand, and um offering bail to people who are involved, the perpetrators involved, this looks bad on us. It's a
Yes.
bad image on Malawi as a whole. So it is a political statement, and it has to be addressed as such.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let me just read these comments real quick. So we had Peaches Davison who said, look, the judiciary system in Malawi is very corrupt. She said there's still a
Yes.
lot of work to do. Question here from Gunjan. Hopefully it's a proper one.
Yeah.
He says, look, do you have any story about the Malawian diaspora in Oman? How come Oman is offering a better life? Well, I'll let you answer it actually, Pilirani, on this one.
Okay, so he's asking how come Oman is offering a better life.
Yeah, why Oman? Why is
Okay,
it that?
so in the first place, Oman is not offering any better life to any Malawian. Here is the thing: we have some Malawians, like any other communities all around the world, that are crazy. When they understand something, they go and trick a person. They know that Omani people, they are people who are taking other people, especially black people. Oops. So, just a minute.
No problem. No problem.
I am a busy person. I'm sorry.
So,
You're a mother. Your mother is understandable.
We gotta do what we gotta do. Because if I'm gone today, tomorrow, I gotta leave this. Yeah. So, okay. Here's the thing. No Oman government is offering any Malawian any good life. There is no good life in Oman. No good life in Oman. We have some people that are just evil at heart. So I call these agents of darkness, because they are the people that really know. The sponsor explained to them what's gonna be like when this person goes to Oman. But then they choose to lie to these innocent Malawians who don't have any clue, but have the spirit of going to work for their families. So it's not like Oman is offering any good life to a Malawian or so. No. But if we have these agents from Malawi, say I am an agent, I, Pilirani, am an agent. When I come to you, I am going to tell you the truth. Where you are going to go, there is no easy job. I'm taking this money, $100, because they paid me. But when you go there, I understand there's difficulties that you're gonna face. They're gonna take your passport. Now, if you are telling someone like how I'm saying here, that person will make a decision either to go or not to go. But if I come to a person and tell that person that, oh my God, where you're going, you are going to earn 3 million a month. Yet in Malawi, that 3 million is only somebody maybe who is working in the bank who can afford to earn that kind of money.
So,
What do
are
you
you
think
saying?
somebody who is from the village? They are thinking, okay, within 2 months, I'm going to build a house. You understand? So it's a thing whereby they lie to them instead of telling them the truth.
So, are you saying
There
they
is
told
no
you the
good life
truth?
that Oman is giving. No. The agents knows when those sponsors communicates with them, they tell them. They do tell
So,
them.
are you saying if they say the truth and they still choose to go, then that's not in our hands anymore?
I mean, it's choice, isn't it?
Okay, so when the sponsors tell these agencies the kind of work, that these people are going to do, the agencies go to the person they want to send, because they are getting a fee out there, out of that person. They always lie to that person, telling that person that she or he is going to work in a hotel or in a restaurant and earn more money than maybe a banker in Malawi. So them looking at that, they okay, a passport. This is how now it makes them go down for it. They tell them that we're gonna. They're the people that doesn't have a passport because they have never think of getting out of Malawi. Some of these other people. So what do they say? They tell them that, okay, I'm going to give you I'm gonna make you a passport. I'm gonna buy an air ticket. I'm gonna all these promises, everything. So it's like somebody who is just going to wake up from her bed and go to the airport. And because of that, they are convinced that when I go there, I find a good work. When I go there, I'm gonna earn the money they're telling me. You understand?
I'm just wondering why our government hasn't also maybe looked into countries like Namibia. Namibia after colonization, Namibia took a stand and said, like, this is what we're gonna do to improve our country. We will create an education system that improves our citizens, for them to be discerned citizens, so they can make right choices in the society. And I think they have done well throughout the years up to now. In Namibia, um, in a small town, let's just say Lilongwe, well, it's a city, right? In a small city like Lilongwe, they look at the
Yes.
students who are bright enough and they want to do something in their society. They educate them and they make them stay in Lilongwe to work for Lilongwe. And that education system has proven to be the best.
But
Namibia by far has got the best education system in Africa, and it's one of the
Yes.
most advanced countries in Africa. Why is
but
it Malawi? Why is
no, the Malawi are busy trying to learn about the frog. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. In
If you
Namibia, the
ask,
education
yeah, go ahead.
in Namibia, the education system is education. Our education
Yes.
system is not really. I don't think it's really education system. It's just a way to try and find who's stupid and who's smart. That's what I kind of being outside of the country. I kind of know it did help you into working your brain in some way, but I think it was like a pretty much a competition.
I sort of disagree. It's a copy and paste education system. It doesn't suit the country and the country's needs.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just quickly interrupt?
Yeah.
I believe the thing is, then the reason why Namibia is doing what it's doing is because it's doing everything it can to help Namibia and people stay in Namibia. While for us, it's like we are educating the youth and everything to go outside of
Somewhere,
Malawi to
yes.
bring back money in, instead of us like fortifying our own infrastructure. If we actually manage to, again, Namibia is a good example, like do what we can to stay, like keep. We don't. I think actually, Drew said something really important about what is it at the beginning about like things happening in Malawi. I think that actually goes far, because it seems that we're doing things for just to get out of Malawi, then stay in. And if we don't stay in, we're just going to keep making these mistakes because we've always relied on other people or other foreign aids. Look what happened when remember when we kicked out the ambassador, the English ambassador. That was like a big like ripple effect that that we're still feeling till today.
Of course.
Yeah.
The threats that came out of that. It was crazy. I would like to continue this on the subject. I think we've covered Oman quite well. We've covered what happened there and obviously what was done about it as well. I wanted to move on to Pido International. The the non-government organization that was formed by our host here. Just a quick read of what they do. They said, look, we address issues like poverty, gender-based violence, human trafficking through education, advocacy and support, striving for a just and equitable world. Now I've got a question for you, Pilirani, when you're ready, right? No problem. No problem. Why does the admin in Malawi cancel their license in the first place? What? What's that about? Gunjan, what's that question about? You're asking serious questions today.
What's up, man?
While she's setting up. Guys, if you do have questions, please put them in. It's not just Gunjan who gets to ask questions. If you have questions, please put them in. So the question for you, Pilirani, so this organization, right? Why did you form it? And what is the aim? What are you trying to achieve? Oh. I think we lost you again. Sorry, guys. This is a mother of three, right? So definitely got a lot on her plate. I'm sure now she's about to make dinner. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no worries. I'm back. Okay, so
we can't hear you, by the way.
We can't hear you, Pinox.
Can you hear me?
While she's getting herself together, I'll share the page. Because there are a few things, and if you guys do have questions about,
okay, yeah,
I'm
ready.
In the comments as well. If you do have
Ask
questions,
me the question. I'm ready now.
You ready? Okay, so
yes.
As I was saying, you founded Pido International. The question was, why and what are you trying to achieve? These are the two things, right?
Yes. Why? Why did I find Pido organization?
Yes.
I find Pido organization because in Malawi, if you do not have somebody in government, that means it's hard for you, your things or what you when you need help, when it comes to government, it's like it's hard for you to get anything. Yeah, wait. Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So, it's hard for you, as in, most of the times, Pido International is there for people that don't even have work, people that are in the villages that don't even know that there is Pido International. Pido International has been helping people that even don't know who is this person bringing this thing to us. Yeah. So Pido International is like a bridge between poor people and government officials. Why? It's because many people that are civil servants in Malawi, they have a bad system, I would say, whereby I'm gonna talk about it because I want them to change, to understand when they are dealing with humanity, whether this person is poor or rich or standard, try to respect them as in human, because at the end of the day, we are all the same. There is a bad system. When they see somebody who is rich, that is, they will, run up and down. You can see that these people are on go or they are helping. When they see somebody from the village, it's like they have seen something that they're not supposed to see. So the reason we brought Pido International is to communicate. It's like a bridge for poor people to government officials. Not only that, there's something that we discovered. You see, like here, I was talking about the agents that are out on bail. Did you hear what I said? I said they are out on bail. I did not say that the case has ended.
They're still
I
fighting.
did not say that. You know why? There are many people who don't understand when, let's say, from people that are, less privileged from the village. They don't understand when they see somebody who is out on bail, they will come to you, oh, Pido, we have come to your organization. We want you to help us. They arrested this guy who molested a girl. 2 days they take this person out. It looks like okay, they have given money. So there are some other stories that we know. We have very good people that are working in government. For me, saying that there are some other people that have bad behavior, it does not mean all the people are. They are bad. No, I'm
No.
working with people that are in government, good people. Rich people that are in government. But when I'm using my language, I use like to just add. I don't subtract. Some people are doing bad, I'm just adding. But that does not mean that there are not some other people that are good and are really helping by balancing the poor, the middle class, and those that are on the upper class. So we are there as a bridge for poor people. That's why we created this Pido organization. In another way, for the poor and the government officials to understand.
So are you following the case? What's happening right now with the case, with the situation? With people out on bail. Are you following the case where it's at now? What is
I'll be speaking to the guys from human trafficking, checking on that. They told me that I think today they were supposed to talk to me today. So they told me that they will talk to me on is it Monday or Tuesday to see what's the way forward, because it's been quite a while now. What's happening?
Now these
But
agents,
What?
are they Malawians or are they from Oman?
yes, there are Malawians that we have in Malawi. But remember, in Oman, we had a certain lady that was from Tanzania, Sala. Then we had another guy that is he was from Ghana. And to make matters worse, the guy from Ghana will use his WhatsApp number to recruit Malawian women who are in South Africa and who are in South Africa and back in Malawi, like asking girls, okay, I'm looking for people that can come to work. Actually, when I was doing this story in Oman, I rescued almost 20 Malawian young girls through social media page, because my number was with these Oman officials, Oman police, the ones that were like agents in Oman. They were police.
Yeah.
So when they put on their status that it's like they advertise so that the sponsors can see. So when they put that person with a passport number, I see, okay, this is a Malawian passport number. So I screenshot and I go to the Facebook page. I send the person like a message. Are you so? Let's say, are you Ovi? Yes, I'm Ovi. Why are you asking? Okay, I'm like, okay, can you contact me? I leave my number. You contact me as soon as possible. They go like, oh no, I cannot contact you. So I send the picture of the passport. Is this your passport? So that's when they were like, oh, why? How do you have my passport? So they remember that the passport, they gave it to somebody in Oman. Now they're looking at, okay, so this is a Malawian. How is he? How does he have my passport? So when they come to my inbox, I try to explain to them this country. They're advertising a passport, looking for they're looking for sponsors to hire you. So right now we have these girls that are crying. I will make the person listen to some of because the girls did the voice note that I sent to Malawi government, everybody explaining how they end up in Oman, how they were crying. It's just something.
But that in itself also is an infringement of human rights. It's an infringement of international law. Nobody's allowed to expose your social security number publicly on advertisement.
Exactly, but in Oman they're doing that. That's how I got the passport numbers for the girls, to let them know that don't go there because your friends are crying right now. It was a situation whereby some other government officials, they had to leave the group. These victims were, I don't know how I can tell you, because sometimes when I talk about this story, I just wish my husband is beside so he can answer to that. He was even getting the phone and calling that the agent, whosoever. There's a certain guy who they did call, his name was Muhammad. Muhammad, you are very stupid. How are you doing this to these innocent women? They
Right,
just need a
right.
job. They just want a
Right.
job. Why can't you just? I mean, it's something that I don't know. It hits me bad when I
It
hear
sounds like
that.
also the roots of this story goes deep. It's like it's one of those like where it's a conundrum that once we start to put the pieces together. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying, I might be speculating, but I think by they've been doing this for a long time, and I
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
think there might be some more higher officials involved in this situation.
Yes,
I might be
that's exactly. It's a
speculating,
syndicate.
Might,
It's a
but
syndicate.
in most cases, in
might.
situations like this, there are high officials involved in this situation.
Yes,
Somebody is benefiting from this.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
guys,
exactly.
a good example would be like the thing in Israel when it happened.
Yeah.
Like these guys were stepping into the country
Mm-hmm.
and get a bunch of people into the
Mm-hmm.
airport,
Yes.
and the guy just literally stands there. Like I remember going on holiday back in Malawi. What time you going home in Malawi, where you have to pass on a small gate, and then even though you're a citizen of Europe whatsoever, you still have to show them something. But this guy was standing in front of that door and with a piece of paper and calling names.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So it means, and this guy, did you see the video? Because this guy wasn't even from Malawi. Like I could see this person that is not Malawian, right? So he was definitely from Israel or so, but he was standing right there and calling names, blah 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 blah, and that place was packed.
Mm-hmm.
So if this guy had the power to stand on that door, that little door, I remember when I was going through that door, this woman looked at my Irish permit as if it's fake. How did you
Mm-hmm.
get this? I say, I'm Irish. I live in Ireland. You know the kind of way? But like,
Mm-hmm.
but this person had the power to stand right there and was calling out names with a bunch of people just ready to go, packed up their
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
have
told,
I have another
yeah,
question for you. Sorry to cut you, Ovi, if you
mm,
haven't finished. So within your mandate, Biryani, when these women come back home, have you got any follow-up process where you help them go into therapy and see that
I
they're
did.
well taken care of?
I did. It's not an easy thing dealing with victims, um, because what I've seen from many victims, they expect a lot from you. They, at a certain point, forget that you have been there helping them on behalf, I would say, of Malawi government.
Mm.
Um, I had officials of Malawi government that left the group because of their behavior, whereby I tolerated every anger, I tolerated everything that they went through. I was
Mm-hmm.
taking it because I knew what they are going through.
Right.
So when they went back, I kept it. The more you keep on checking up on them, the more they feel like maybe you. Okay, let me say this way. They, for once, because I did a documentary of BBC, they
Mm.
thought that the people gave me money.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
they thought that when I'm checking up on them, I am scared that those people, maybe they might be go straight to them and ask them that maybe they gave me money. That was just a
Typical.
documentary. That was
Typical.
just a documentary. There was no money involved. It was me accepting the BBC people to interview me on what
Mm.
happened because it was part of me, thinking I'm giving awareness to some African young women who are
Mm.
getting ready maybe to go to this country, but there
mm,
was no money involved. So
Mm.
checking up on them, I think they reached the limit whereby they pissed me off because they wrote something on social media like this woman took us out of Oman, and they talked a lot about that post.
Mm.
So I had to stop. That's when they told me that, oh no, we wanna be in contact with the human trafficking lawyer by ourselves. I said, oh yeah.
Mm.
So to me, it was like a relief that so they gotta deal with their stuff alone without me being on the middle. It was also a relief to me.
Do you
up
think it might
until
be also maybe the perpetrators pulling some strings in the background and trying to paint your image as a bad image because now they know
yes,
that you are exposing them in a way.
exposing them
So
exactly.
mm,
Yeah. So right now I only have the 7 girls, 7 to 8 girls, the ones that I have on a group that they are getting help now. Those are the ones that I have. Those other ones, because they said we're gonna go ahead and do it by ourselves with the lawyer. I don't know. I did not shake up on them. Unless if I want to shake up on them, then I can go through the lawyer and ask how how are you doing the girls now with their case. They might, how I'm thinking, they might have dropped it, that they don't
mm,
want to continue the case. That's how I'm thinking.
mm.
Maybe that's why they wanted to take over um, from where I stopped.
I mean,
So
it's an insinuation from me on my end, and and I must say, I'm just thinking this is a money power system where,
mhm,
they could also maybe go behind your back and afterwards and say like, we're paying you money to just shut
mhm.
up and not do anything. You would not know that, and
Yeah, I would not know
um,
that. Yes, yeah.
so when I ask about like, are you following up? It was also maybe questioning that to say like, there could be the situations where someone is coming behind you and saying like, here's money, just shut up for now. And
Hmm.
considering the situation they're in, they're prone to receive the money and say, yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
pursue the case anymore. It's
Hmm.
um, it's
Yeah, they
inevitable.
can do that. Yeah, they can easily do that. That one, yeah, I agree. They can easily do that because I mean, I don't trust anybody. I with this one, I cannot trust anybody. And but what I can say, they just have to be very careful because if they get in contact with them, at the end of the day, none of the agencies know where these girls are unless
Mm,
you go through me. I contact them for you to go meet them. I tried so hard for them to be in places whereby you cannot notice, you will not know them. Even if
mm,
you put me at a gunpoint, I will not
mm,
allow, because I know they are innocent victims at the end of the day. I mean, I did
mm.
take everything, every insult, because I know they are angry. No
Mm.
woman is supposed to go through what they went through. I
No.
Absolutely.
mean, being molested by 3 men,
Mm,
changing without, this one is coming there, after this one is going, this one is coming there, after this one is going, this one, in a law. I mean,
mm, mm,
these people are angry. We had two girls that went through surgery because they
mm,
were being assaulted directly from where you used number two.
mm,
So
mm.
imagine that. So these are 3 men. These people are angry. So they had to go through surgery. You
This sounds like a
understand?
very tough job to do. I mean, I've worked as a journalist before, and I remember being posted in West Africa at some point, to the
Hmm.
most scariest of places.
Hmm.
Um, did you at some point feel any threats to your life while carrying on this job?
I still feel it till now. Yes. Not only threat, but there was a certain point whereby I was distancing myself after, listening to these girls. I was distancing myself from my husband because,
Mm,
I mean, it was now like in my veins. I feel like, oh no, you understand. So it's a thing whereby there was a time that it affected me. My husband has to help me to go through that. Um, uh, and making me understanding the situation, that he's not in Oman, he's not part of those guys. You understand? So it's a thing whereby it took a year and some months. When it's like when a child is to in a certain environment, what happens? The child adapt to that environment. So it's
mm,
like
right.
it was every day me talking with these girls every
You
night,
want it to
crying,
dip.
being molested. This one is calling me. This one is calling me. All they wanted is to leave the very same minute.
Yeah.
There
Mm,
were some girls that were even, being given poison. Not only one time, not only 2 times, but 3 times, 4 times. I had to go through with them the whole night, drink milk, do this until they escaped. There are some
mm,
others that they escaped, being helped with their family members that bought the air ticket for them to leave. There are some of them that were, I mean, just moving around the airport because there was nothing that they could do.
they were holding their passports. So it was a tough. I mean, it was a tough situation.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
Yes, Mr.
no,
Ovi, you wanna?
I just wanted, I just had to ask, it's great work that you're doing. You're working through, as you say, Pido International,
Mm-hmm.
and as you say, it's a non-governmental organization. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
which is, look, I don't think you're Miss Elon Musk or Miss Bill Gates, that you can just take money from your pocket and start splashing it and to make all these movements to make this put two and two together. Obviously, you have
Mm-hmm.
to get the funding somewhere. Yes.
Yes.
So how does Pido International survive on that side? Because it's a charity, as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
that you ask back from those victims that you're helping. You don't ask back a single penny. But
Yes.
you're putting your time, your credit, your time, yourself as well. You have kids, you have a family. That's your
Mm-hmm.
time. Everything has to be, once that is done, there has to be as much as everyone is great, we are really nice. And I understand, because I work with charities a lot. I understand, like, if it's too much, you see there's a lot of money being paid on to people, but someone has to get at least something for the appreciation of them putting their time, because it's the way of life for you to survive. Leaving your family, doing all this,
Yeah.
somebody has to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
For you to get these people help, someone has to cover it, because you have to probably pay this to get contacts to talk to BBC. Like, it's all money. How how does Pido
Mm.
work around with that when it comes to finance?
Okay. Is something that one cannot understand, and is something that makes me angry when I see some of Malawians uh, failing when we do like a proposal telling us, oh no, we cannot give that one a funding, because I think people, when they look at Pido international, they think, I do get funding. How do you get funding? Because you have to write a proposal. In that proposal, they have to approve it for what you load. Who load that proposal? Okay, so let me answer this way. For now, I'm working towards that, because it's been years since 2016 up to now. I do take money out of my pocket and help those less privileged people, the ones that we can help and reach out. And not only that, I use my platform, Facebook page, to post people that really need help, apart from the ones that we have on our office, on the table of our office. So when somebody
Mhm.
comes and I see that, okay, so this person need help, what do? I post it on the page for connection to somebody who can be touched with the story to help that person. But then I sit down and think about what we're doing. We still need more funding. It's not
Mhm.
enough on what we're doing. It's not enough. It's literally not enough. I'm right now. I'm working towards on how to want to register Pido International in the United States of America. I want to register in the UK. I want to register in German. I want to register. I mean, that's what I'm now working towards. Cause trying to write proposals to Malawi, what do they tell us? They said Pido International amatukwana. Come on, guys.
Wow.
You are not giving to Pido International. You are giving to fellow Malawians just through Pido International. I don't take anything from there. You are failing to help your own people.
I
Pido
think
International is
I might have
just
mentioned my argument to the whole show. My argument was like, should we test this government of ours and say, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You understand? So Pido International is just I'm just Pido International, the founder. But who are we helping? The Malawian people. Mizika, the
Mm,
citizens. When
mm,
they say Pido International, amatukwana boma,
mm.
I disagree with everyone. I protect the government. I protect the government. The problem is that people really don't understand who is the government. The
Yep.
government is not Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and his cabinet. Those are the
No.
people that we have sent for them to go there to work for the government. Who are the government? These are the people that goes in the hospital and find no medicine. These are the people that are now today they can't buy 100,000 kwacha bag of chimang. This is the government. That's why as today they are campaigning, going back to them, asking for them to cast a vote for them, to vote for them coming this September. Now, when they are saying I argue with the government, I don't argue with the government. I always tell my story. If the story goes to Ministry of Health or the Department of Health, Department of Gender-Based Violence, that's what I do. So it's like if they refuse to fund Pido International, they are not refusing to fund me. I have food. My kids have food on the table. I have everything. I can literally change the content and do something else. But then it's for the Malawi people. I am just a bridge. Like I said, Pido International is a bridge between poor people and government officials. So if they are refusing their own people.
Government for the people. I know. I'm just saying. I remember there was a saying. It said the government is for the people, for the something, for the people, for the something. I just can't remember it.
The people are the government.
And I mean, just to add on what you said, I think in Malawi, and this is something to do with our culture, we are accustomed to not question the authority.
Yeah.
We are accustomed to not question
That's
the
the
power.
problem. That's the problem.
Even in our households, we are accustomed to not question our parents and say, like, why are you doing this? Like, what's going on? And within that mindset, we when you say that they're saying Amatukwana, it's because they do not understand that now the world has sort of advanced to the open place where we need to question the government. They need to be accountable for these things.
So yes,
They need to give us transparency. How are they using the government budget to help and to for the betterment of the people? But when you start questioning these things, then you become the Amatukwana version.
Yes.
So I think there's something in the lines of our culture we need to change. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to change, exactly. Because personally, when they come to my page, if you try to attack me because of my look and you attack me in a bad way, I'm also a bully. Don't think I have a different side of me. Don't think you can just come. As I said, I protect myself. You're not going to make me feel less of myself because you want to feel good. You are miserable. Let that misery be for you. I am okay with the way I look. I am okay with what I'm doing because I'm 19 years, I'm older. I'm 18 years and older. So I can do whatever I am doing as long as I don't harm anybody, as long as I don't go against humanity, as long as I don't take anything from somebody. You understand? So we need mindset change. To add to that, we need mindset change because including the people that are in government, many of them really don't know what they're doing. Including the people that we believe in and we put in power, that these people are supposed to do something. They're the ones that are misleading people.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So because we are in another generation. Come on. We are in another generation. We need to change things. So yeah.
And I do agree with you. The people that are put in place to govern us, they don't know what they're doing. And for me, I think it's all to do with nepotism. If I am appointed as a high official, I will bring along my family with me, with or without experience of the work that they're supposed to be doing. And this is what's corrupting our country, and this is also what's corrupting our embassies. Like you say, the people that are sent to these embassies, they don't know exactly what they're supposed to do by paper. They just go there, enjoy the international, welfare, and they come back home without reporting anything, without actually reporting something that can improve the government. In this situation, I think the ambassador that's in Cairo, I don't know the name, him or her. I think we need to follow up on her and find out what exactly she or he is doing with the post that she's being. Yeah.
I am going to give you her number. If you're on your end, you can try to contact her and check up. I
would love to have her number. Yes.
Yes, I will. I will give it to Ovi. Then Ovi is going to give you. I'll also give you the number for the ambassador in Kuwait. I'll also give you the number because they're there for the people. They're there for the people. They have to deliver for the people of Malawi. This is what I always say. These people that are in these embassies, let me talk about India. India, we have some youngsters that are there being caught of selling drugs. There were supposed to be a documentary coming up of these innocent going to do to be selling drugs in
Mm.
sorry about that. I was having
No problem.
Mm.
oh, okay.
That's
So
all
I'm
right.
at one means the swear case. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I needed to translate there so they understand what you
Oh,
meant.
okay. I see. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there was supposed to be a documentary. I was supposed to have there was supposed to be a documentary of these girls that are going to India selling drugs. Um, you know, talking to people that are in the embassy. You know, they reach a point of they really don't. The reason I'm saying they don't understand what they're doing.
Mm.
My brothers, if you have someone who is a victim
Mm.
and this person that did a bad thing,
Mm.
they are caught with the drugs. There's nothing you can do about it. What do? Help them. Listen to them what they want. If the jail from India, they're asking for, okay, we need to let Malawian embassy know that we have a Malawian in our jail. What do? Listen to them. Okay, look, where are you coming from? Asking. You know, we are dealing with people that will be saying, oh, don't waste my time. You are
Mm.
alone, you'll be selling drugs. It's none of my business. So if
Mm.
you are
Mm.
talking to a victim like that, where are they going to
Mm.
go? Because they're already in a mess. There's nothing you
Yeah.
can do about it. Why can't
Yeah.
you just be nice? So that's why I'm saying that we need professionals in these offices that will understand when you said, I am standing here, you're holding a Bible, and I'm saying, yes, I am going to help Malawians. If you send me to this embassy, please do so. Be kind to these people. They're
Mm.
already in a mess. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't add mess by telling them, reminding them the worst thing that they have done. So they're
Mm.
not being nice to these people.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
It's not nice.
Yeah.
Somebody who is already in problems, he or she is looking for answers.
Mm.
Just to help. We know you might be angry, oh, it's none of my business, we are caught alone. The person was caught alone, yes, but then you're in that office because Malawi government sent you to help Malawi. Who are
Mm.
those Malawians, including these ones, naughty ones?
The
Yeah.
criminals
If
or
you
not.
have a child, let me ask you, if you have a child who is naughty, and that
Mm.
child did something bad, and the child comes home, what do? You kill that child, you end up that
No.
child. No,
You
you
don't
sit that
disown the
child
child.
down. Exactly. This
Mm,
is the problem with
Yeah.
many of us Malawians in these offices.
Mm.
We
yeah,
don't want to respect some of these people because of the mistakes that they have done. But
high
I
Mm.
mean,
level.
it's a simple thing to do. You listen to them, and okay, so with your story, this is what's going to happen. They're going to charge you. You're going to go. I
Mm.
mean, be nice, and it's a simple thing to do. At the end
Mm.
of the day, this is life. Life is for the living, but then we make it difficult for other people while we are in that position to help them.
It's the Buana syndrome, isn't
Mm.
it?
All right.
Mhm.
I wanted to switch us back to Pido International quickly. I
Mm.
also noticed on your page that you sponsor education for children in Malawi.
Yes.
I had a quick read of what you do there, and also you even outlined how much it costs to sponsor a child.
Hmm.
And at the bottom, you've got a link. So there are links to sponsor each child, and also you update the progress as well um,
Yes.
on here. So I just wanted to highlight that to our viewers that she's not only fighting human trafficking, she's also putting kids through school. Now,
Mm.
Ovi asked a very important question about needing funds and all these things, and you spoke about the difficulties you currently have. How can
Mhm.
people like me, people like Drew, the people that are viewing now, how can they help you achieve your goal, your mission?
Yes. So if there are people that they want to help, they can talk with me. I have my number on my social media page. What I do, I give them details that they put straight to our Malawi. We have phone numbers and bank account whereby you
Mm.
help there because at the end of the day, I just want only to know and have the receipt that, okay, I have helped so that I follow up uh, and make sure that when the money reaches to the accounts or the phone numbers, they go to the right person on how you helped us with. Also, we they can donate in any way they want. when we talk of clothes, you people in the UK, you do shipping. You can also, I mean, in my country, I will not lie to you. Many people that are from the villages that we are dealing with, they need help. And at a certain point, I was thinking of the people, the donors that are outside Malawi, helping using some other organization that I know that, okay, so when they donate to these organizations, these particular donations, they don't reach to the poor people. There was a point in time whereby I was, trying to figure out how can, these people, why can't they just, if they want to help these poor people from the villages, send the people from the United States of America, Canada, send their people straight from Canada, go straight to the villages back in Malawi, and give it to the poor people straight, than to use the foundations, the organizations, the what. Because at the end of the day, when you are using organizations, it's not many poor people that receive those donations. But then you ask me for Pido International, you can donate straight to our account. You can donate through me. The people that are in America, I have Zelle. I have. If you just tell me that, okay, we are just putting this donation is towards. Not only that, also we also like helping. I didn't mention this. We are also helping. There's a lawyer. His name is Alexis Kamangila. All of you know him. I think you, some brother, you know him. He's also, on top of, blowing a whistle, fighting against corruption. Whereby many Malawians don't understand him, but for people like me, I fully understand him because I know what he's doing, not only for him, not only for his family, but for the nation, as in for Malawi nation. So we are also doing something to help him so that he can be heard as concerned the citizens. So as in Pido International Organization, we are organizing something that we want to help Alexis to be heard. Because the only thing we can help Malawians is, I think, my opinion, is to fight corruption. Because if we fight corruption in the judicial system, it's like we are cutting the snake on the neck. So if we cut the head, what happens? That thing, that means corruption is dead. So if we cut corruption, no politician in Malawi is going to do corruption, because they know if they're being brought to the court of to the law, they're going to be charged and save jail. So we are also helping. We are in many parts that you can donate. School fees. I love you. Go give him his iPad. I love you. Yes. Yeah. So we are in many parts of what's happening in the country. So yeah, but mostly I have on my page people that are in America. If they are willing to help, they can use their Zelle. I have Cash App. Yeah, they can contact me, but it goes straight to Pido organization back in Malawi. We have helped many women, poor people to open up a little business. That is since 2016. We have some good stories. Many of them doing well with the little we help them with. So, yeah.
Okay, so I've put the links. So for the guys that are watching, for those that are watching later, I've put all the links you need in this video in the description. You've got the website, Pido International. You've got her Facebook page as well.
Yes.
And also the documentary is in the description. So take your time to have a look at that as well. Any more questions from you guys in the panel? Because I know you've had a lot of questions.
Yes.
No, I think we managed to cover in this short time, but I think we would like to have another conversation. Maybe not online, maybe yeah. Let's share some context afterwards. Let's have a conversation somewhere there.
Absolutely. No, honestly, thank you very much for sharing your insight, Pilirani. We've obviously gotten a lot out of it, and there's a lot that you're involved in, even, even to the very small details, which is good, and you keep fighting that fight. I think the most important thing here is awareness and education.
Yes.
And from the struggles with the government system, the struggles with another country, it shows that there's a lot that needs to be done. So one thing I want to highlight is it takes one person to make a change, right?
Exactly.
And we've got this person right in front of us who ended up rescuing quite an amount of people that were in a lot of trouble. So for you guys watching, this is to tell you that you can make a change even today. So no, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciated that. And thank you everybody for tuning in. I know it was quite lengthy today, but I hope you stuck with us. Apart from that, thanks, Mr. Fact Checker, Drew Moyo. Mr. Ovi Too Nice is going to put his son to bed. Guys, we are out of here. Have a great weekend, guys, and enjoy yourselves. And yeah, take it easy. Peace.